Hey guys, so here's the deal. You know, with the way our economy is going, food prices are going up, everything at the stores are going up, and that includes dog food. I have dogs, so what am I gonna do? So a few months ago, I did a video on Patreon for my patrons, and I told them that I had found a really fantastic way to feed my dogs that was cheaper than dog food, and that was raw chicken. And I know the first thing you're gonna say is, dogs can't eat chicken, it's harmful for the dogs. No, it's absolutely fine for the dogs. Cooked chicken. Don't give your dogs cooked chicken. Why? Because the bones become brittle and they can hurt your dog when they try to eat it. But raw chicken, I learned from a friend of mine, is absolutely fine. And he feeds his dog raw chicken. It's a big old bulldog looking thing. Raw chicken every single day. And some of his other dogs too. The reason why is because it's so much cheaper than dog food. And so that's what I was gonna decide to do. I tried doing that. We've been doing that now for a while. We even processed some of our old birds. When our old birds stop laying eggs and it's time for them to retire, they've had a great life here. We basically process those and they go to the dogs. We feed those to the dogs, raw chicken. And the dogs eat it right up, they crunch up the bones, no problem, they never had a problem, just like my friend's dogs never had a problem. And so that's one food source that we have here on the homestead that we can grow for them. The other food source that we have learned about and decided to do was from a video over at the Life Network. They have that groundwork series that I am going to be now hosting starting off soon here. And when that groundwork episode came out, I learned about this guy who on his homestead, he was feeding his dogs rabbits. He was growing all these rabbit hutches and then, you know, raising these rabbits and then giving those to his dogs. Because rabbits produce so quickly. I mean, they produce like rabbits. And so that was a fantastic idea that I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do that too. And so that's what we've started to do. Let me show you. So this is Polar right there, and this is Swan, and they are Marama sheepdogs, and they're not in with the sheep right now because they're still going through some training. Hi, boy. Hi, boy. And so we don't have them out there with the sheep yet, so they're still doing some training. But they're almost fully grown. They were puppies. I think he's about 1 year and 3 months, and she is about 8 months. And then to feed these guys, we have these rabbit hutches so that we're building. So I've got one rabbit hutch there, and we're starting a second one here. Caleb is building these, and he's actually leveling the blocks for that to get that done. If you look at the rabbits, this is the female right there, and we got her some scraps. She's eating some mango scraps. Look at that. Yeah, mango scraps. Who doesn't like mangoes? Hi there. And she's going to produce, she's the matriarch to produce a lot. She's got popcorn scraps in there and some other stuff and some grasses and things like that. And over here is our male. And he's got some scraps in there too. He was eating that pineapple earlier, but he's just kind of eating that clover that's over there now. So what we're going to do is we're going to have about 3 of these hutches, maybe 4. And then this one here will be obviously where we keep some other mating boxes, and then the other ones are going to be just where all the brood goes to. And so we're going to have a number of these here on the homestead just to feed the dogs. And if we can produce, you know, a litter of have like 4 females producing like a litter per month, that should go a long way of feeding the dogs. Mostly, we should be able to feed most of the dogs, or most of their diet can be of rabbit. And we'll process these. We're not going to torture the rabbits and just, you know, feed live rabbits to the dogs, but we'll process them and then feed their meat to the dogs. And that will cut down on our cost. But then also, as we build these up here, we're going to be, you know, continuing to use our chickens, the chickens that we rotate outside of the flock that just reach an age where they're not producing anymore. We will be feeding those, processing those birds, and then feeding those to the dogs as well. It's just way too expensive to feed your dogs dog food that's really not good for them anyway. I mean, it's a highly processed food product, no different than McDonald's or Hardee's or any of the other nonsense that you probably wouldn't want to eat on a regular basis anyway. but you're feeding that to your dogs every single day. If you buy the cheap $30 bags, it's highly processed, it's junk, it's mostly just grain, and it's GMO grain. And then if you spend the money and get like a $70 bag that's got more meat or, you know, no grain, sometimes they say grain-free on them, you're paying $70 for a 40-pound bag, and it's still highly, highly processed. And you have no real idea what's actually in that, if they're being truthful or honest with you on the quality of food that they're giving you. And I know you can get deals by going to Costco and you can buy the higher quality bags there for cheap, but still, it's a highly processed food. Why not think outside the box? What did people feed their dogs 100 years ago when they didn't have, you know, Petco or PetSmart or whatever, you know, company where you buy these highly processed dog foods? What did they feed them? They fed them scraps, they fed them meat scraps, they fed them bones, they fed them chickens, they fed them, you know, rabbits or whatever else they could get. My son sometimes will go around with a .22 and just shoot squirrels and feed them to the dogs. I mean, tree rats are in abundance here. I don't know about where you live, but where I live, there's plenty of tree rats. And so when it's in season and it's legal, he goes out and he's like, plink, here's dog food for the day. Here you go. So why not raise those animals? Why not raise those rabbits? Why not raise, you know, those chickens and rotate those old birds out and use them as a food product that you can give to your guard dogs that have a job here on the homestead? That's how we're looking at this. That's how we're thinking about it. And yeah, I mean, what do you think? Leave your comments below. I know this can be something a little more not orthodox. I know this is thinking outside the box, but the reality is inflation is insane right now. And the prices are not gonna go down. They're not, they're just not. They're gonna keep going up to the point where you can't afford your dogs. And what's happening already and has been happening here the last couple of years is that as prices go up, people are just letting dogs go wild in the more rural areas. They're coming in from the urban areas and suburban areas, and they're dropping off their dogs and just letting them go out here in the country. And the farmers and ranchers out here have no choice, because we're not gonna take them in. We'd be like a sanctuary. You have to dispose of them. You have to delete them. It is what it is. Because they can be, when they start running in packs, they can be very dangerous. I wanna be able to keep my dogs. And so we're going to do our best to raise up these animals. And as that process continues to mature, I will bring you back and I will share with you where we're at on that. So stay tuned for that, and I'll share with you my experience. Now this is an absolutely amazing specimen of a mullein plant. This is highly, highly medicinal. This is just begging to be harvested and used for a tincture or for tea or for so many other things. If you want to know how to use plants like this, especially one like this that's very medicinal, the roots are medicinal, the leaves are medicinal, the flowers are medicinal, you can get the books that I often promote here on my channel. If you bought these on Amazon, they're going to cost you over $1,000 on Amazon for both the books. And all you got to do is join my Patreon for $1. If you join at higher levels, I really appreciate it, but you can join for $1. I give you access to download these books. They're out of copyright, they're out of print. They were written over 100 years ago, and you can download them. Don't keep them on the cloud, but print them out and then begin to use them for the valuable information that's contained within. Folks, the pharmaceutical companies didn't exist 100 years ago. This did, and many plants like it. If you want to know how to use these plants, those books tell you how to do it. You can download it from my Patreon. Link is down below, patreon.com/AnAmericanHomestead. See you next time on the homestead. Bye.
There's something deeply comforting about returning to simple ways of living and learning from plants, and remembering that so much of what we need is already here. Over the years on the homestead, we've been quietly gathering knowledge, learning how to work with herbs, how to make teas, balms, and tinctures, and how to care for ourselves and our family in a more natural way. We've drawn so much knowledge from these two books. They are 100-year-old books by Dr. A.B. Howard. They are simple, heartfelt guides to the plants that we use every day. Inside you'll find hundreds of herbs and what they're used for. Most of the plants can be found in your backyard. This isn't a complicated book. it is a return to simplicity, to learning, and to recognizing and reconnecting with the rhythm of the land. You'll find these books on Amazon for over $1,000. And the reason these 2 books are so valuable is because the information in them works. These books are also out of copyright and out of print. If you feel called to go deeper into herbal living with us, you can find these beautiful books as a PDF for $1 when you join our Patreon page as a member. And for those who join us at various membership levels on Patreon, you're not just able to purchase these 2 books, but you're stepping into a quieter space, a more private space, with more private videos and monthly live streams, and a closer connection to our homestead life. If that speaks to you, we would love to have you with us, so please consider joining today